Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today we're going to be doing a channeled message for the collective so that we can see what energies the collective is currently embodying and what messages Holy Spirit might have for us today. We're going to be looking at some oracle energy cards, which are going to represent current energies that the collective is embodying at the moment. We're going to be looking at some major arcana cards, and then the minor arcana and character cards, which are again going to be embodying current collective energy and some clarifiers for that energies, so that we can get some positive messages, so that we can get some messages to help on our healing journey together. Okay, so we'll start with the oracle. We love the oracle cards. These are mixed together with the spirit animal cards, so we're going to be getting some collective energies from the oracle picture cards and the animal spirit cards as well. These are going to be guardian animal spirits or animal spirits that have messages for us. Perhaps they are energies that resonate with us. Perhaps they are guardian energies that watch over us. Perhaps they are energies that have messages for us. And we're going to have corresponding picture cards to go with them. Okay, that's enough shuffling, Spirit says. Holy Spirit, can I please get one or any number of the oracle and animal spirit cards for the collective, please? Holy Spirit, can I please get any number of current energy cards from the oracle picture cards? Thank you. Are there any more, Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit, can I please get a number of cards that represent collective's current energy right now from the oracle picture cards or the animal spirit cards, please? Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, can you please provide the collective today through this channeled message a number of cards from the animal spirit guides, from the oracle pictures? Holy Spirit, can you please provide us with another card? Do you have another card, Holy Spirit, from the oracle cards or the animal spirit cards that would represent collective's current energy today? Thank you. So before we open anything up and take a look at it, I've been feeling very strongly current energies of exasperation and maybe a little chaotic energy. Feelings of needing to get things done really quickly, or feelings of exasperation that things aren't happening on some timeline that we've set out for ourselves, perhaps. So let's see what Spirit has to say. The dragon, that's an interesting animal card, and the Fall Faery. I had a feeling that one of these was going to be the animal spirit card, and the dragon is an interesting animal spirit card. So the dragon is the treasure guardian. The dragon is ancient, beautiful, armored, flying, wise, mythical. And the dragon speaks in riddles. It came out in the upright, so we're going to keep it in the upright and the positive. This is a positive animal guardian spirit who has a channeled message for us today. So let's pull the picture that corresponds with it. This is the dragon animal spirit picture. This is such a beautiful picture, you guys. I was so drawn to the dragon's eye. The dragon's eye sees all. And then, of course, the dragon itself is just beautiful. So that's a beautiful card. And then we have the Fall Fairy. The Fall Fairy is a Fae elemental. She is an artist, a singer, a dancer, a beadworker. She is crafty. She's a fortune teller. She's a seer of souls, a mystic. Gypsy soul, bohemian. Beliefs, practices. She is an earthen fae. She is an elemental. Spirit of youth, free spirit. Socially unconventional and a nonconformist. So we'll get the picture that corresponds with the Fall Fairy. We love those gypsy souls, don't we? Free spirit cannot be tied down, cannot be caged. Okay, let's do the readings for these. Let me see which one the Fall Fairy is. 7. Okay. Gypsy Soul. Again, we're reading for the Fall Fairy. Gypsy Soul, light brown hair, highlighted with red. She wears a wreath headdress fashioned out of gypsy beads, bohemian symbols, and autumnal fallen leaves. Her dress is pure bohemian beadwork, blue and gold hues. Her wings furl around her shoulder like a wrap or a shawl. She stands in profile pose with one shoulder exposed. She is an earthen fae, an elemental. She embodies the youthful spirit of the falling away, being on the move, nomadic and free spirit, or leaving the nest. The Fall Fairy is socially unconventional. She is a nonconformist. This elemental fae cannot and will not be held back, tied down, or caged in any way. She is an artist, a singer, a dancer, a beadworker. Her pure movement jingles like bells singing. She wears the fall foliage in her hair to remind her of the wind and remind her of the earth under the wheels of her Vardo, her Romani wagon. Never contented to stay in one place too long, she enjoys a change in scenery. Ever the entertainer, the teller of fortunes, the seer of souls. So that's a beautiful representation of current collective energies for some of the collective. And then another portion of the collective we have represented by the dragon. So now we're going to be reading for the dragon. Again, this is the dragon. The dragon is ancient, scary, beautiful, awesome, wise, cunning, fire-filled, armored, flying, mythical, fierce, a treasure guardian. The dragon can and will sleep for eons. Upon waking, the golden serpent speaks in riddles, forked-tongued. Should a dragon be feared for its breed alone? Perhaps some dragons are not bad. Some may be good, just as some are bad. This is like any other living thing, really. Any creature, good or bad, is a creation of God and from His divine will. This is true of any natural creature, created fearfully whole by God. Perhaps we all have the ability to make good or bad choices. These choices usually lead to an accurate depiction of one's character. The content of one's character is paramount. Okay, so these two energies representing the collective currently would be a portion of the collective that would resonate with the free spirit, the gypsy soul. This is going to be the portion of the collective that is always on the move, never contented to stay in one place. This portion of the collective is very interested in artistry, beadworking. Perhaps they are singers, dancers, musicians of some sort. Perhaps they're fortune tellers. Perhaps they see into people's souls. They definitely represent, as the gypsy would, they definitely represent a marginalized group as well. Gypsies have long been demonized, and that history goes back a long, long time. And then the other portion of the collective being represented by the dragon spirit. The dragon is a very dualistic creature, as humans are. The dragon can be good, the dragon can be bad. The dragon, for its breed alone, should not be considered good or bad. But you should look at the way the dragon behaves, the way the dragon makes you feel. The content of the dragon's character before you decide whether the dragon is good or bad. But the dragon, whether good or bad, is fierce. The dragon is going to guard what it holds dear to its heart, its treasures, right? The dragon has the cunning and the wiles to get what the dragon wants. The dragon does not need to use force. It does not need to apply force in order to get what it wants. If it wants to confuse, it can use its forked tongue to speak in riddles. If it wants to destroy completely, it can open its belly and spew fire, right? This dragon in particular does not look like a fiery dragon. This dragon looks like an ice dragon, if you ask me. This dragon looks like it would freeze you to the core with just one look. Look at that eye. Look at the way that eye is looking at you. It looks at you like, just like the gypsy, it might see into your soul with just a look. It might freeze you with just a look. These look like diamonds all along it. So it's a treasure guardian, but a treasure of a different sort. Maybe this is a spiritually guarding spiritual treasures. Maybe these are pearls of knowledge and diamonds of wisdom that this dragon guards. So that's a beautiful representation for a portion of the collective. I love this message so far. I love this message, Holy Spirit. Thank you so much. Now let's get something from the major arcana. The major arcana are going, oh, okay. We've got one already. The major arcana are going to represent current energies for the collective that either resonate with one of these or a separate energy altogether. Okay, enough shuffling. Holy Spirit, do we have any more cards for the collective from the major arcana? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit was quick on that one, huh? Okay, we have the Hanged Man. We have the Moon. And we have the Chariot. Okay. So the Hanged Man are going to signify stuck energy. Perhaps this is the portion of us collective who feel stuck in our current position. The Hanged Man, the Moon. The Moon signifies secrets, things unseen, illusion, confusion. The Chariot. Chariot stands for movement, travel, perhaps resolving conflict, controlling opposing forces. So let's read each one. The Hanged Man. Seeing things from a different perspective. Stuck energy. Indecision. Consequence. Surrender. Stagnation. A situation that must be waited out. What's that say? Letting go and sacrifice. So the Hanged Man is definitely stuck energy. Now let's read for the Moon. The Moon represents secrets, right? Or a reflection of the subconscious back to us so that we can working on who we are and accepting that reality. That's a very positive way to look at the Moon. Some of the other definitions of the Moon card would be hidden motives, secrets, things unseen, illusions, impressionability, deception, confusion, and strife. So with these energies, hidden motives, secrets, illusions, whether these are self-imposed or imposed by external forces on us, they would very well leave us in the Hanged Man energy, in the stuck energy. But we end with a positive note for these energies. The Chariot. The Chariot is movement, right? The Chariot is travel. This would be a positive movement. This would be traveling toward positive outcomes. Controlling opposing forces, willpower, resolving conflict, travel, control over inner conflict, transportation, like literal transportation. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Holy Spirit. We're going to get some clarifiers from the minor arcana, the character cards. Holy Spirit, can you please provide the collective with some clarifiers for any of these energies out on the mirror right now? For the Gypsy Soul, for the Fae, for the Fall Elemental, for the Dragon, for the Hanged Man, for the Moon, or for the Chariot. Holy Spirit, can you please provide the collective with some clarifiers? Thank you. That fell right on top of the dragon, you guys. Okay. Holy Spirit, can we please get another clarifier for any of the other energies out on the mirror right now? Perhaps for, oh, okay, 2 of them. Let's put them where Spirit had them, right? Spirit had them right in between. Holy Spirit, can we get another clarifier, please? Oh, that one went pretty far. Okay. Holy Spirit, can we get another clarifier, please? Thank you so much. Holy Spirit, can we get another clarifier, please? Can we get a clarifier for this last energy, the Chariot, the movement, or anything else? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the cut, you guys. Sorry for shaking you guys up as well. Let's try to get still now. Okay. The first card Holy Spirit threw out was the 5 of Pentacles upside down. So that flew right on top of the dragon, right? The 5 of Pentacles in the upright would symbolize loss, financially broke, spiritually bankrupt, disturbance, needing help. But it was in the reverse. So it's the opposite of that. The dragon energy is not experiencing any sort of financial or spiritual bankruptcy. The dragon energies are definitely an abundance of spiritual and financial wealth. They're guarding their treasure. They know what they have. They have prioritized things in their life. They are not in a disturbance. They are not needing help. They are not in a position of loss. They are in a position of spiritual and financial abundance. Okay? The next 2 that Spirit threw out were the 2 of Cups and the 4 of Swords. And that was in between the 2 energies of the Fall Faery and the dragon. The 2 of Cups is all about self-love and the balance that it takes to attain self-love. The 4 of Swords is about stability, healing, contemplation, subconscious thoughts. So through our stability and our contemplation, we have attained a sense of balance, a sense of self-love. And so we're ready to move forward in a positive manner with these. And that goes for both the Fall Fairy, the Elemental Fae, and the Dragon Spirit. The next one that Spirit threw out for us was the 2 of Swords, which again speaks of balance. The 2 of Swords can speak of making decisions blindfolded as well. But since we have the balance here with the self-love, we're going to take this as balance in our thoughts, balance in our decision making, right? On top of the Hanged Man. So with our stuck energy, with our seeing things from a different perspective, we're going to look for balance with that perspective. The next 2 cards that Spirit threw out are the 6 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. The 6 of Swords represents new direction, travel, letting go of the past. The 6 of Swords is about being moved onto calmer waters. The 7 of Cups signifies positive thinking and positive emotional decisions. That's on top of the Moon card. So through the realization that we were being maybe deceived by someone in our life or some people in our life. Perhaps there were secrets being held from us. Perhaps there were hidden motives for people in our lives. Perhaps we were disillusioning ourselves even. With that knowledge, from our hanged man perspective, so that we have time to look at things from a different perspective, we're going to balance our views of the world, right? We're going to look at letting go of the past. We're going to look at being moved to calmer waters now. We're going to look at doing that with positive thinking. These emotional decisions are going to be made in a positive way. Being moved on to calmer waters is very apt for a forerunner for the Chariot card, right? The Chariot signifying travel. So the two cards that Spirit threw out next are the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Nine of Cups signifies emotional support, love, and fulfillment, spiritual growth, solitary contentment. So the Nine of Cups is only one cup away from a full and happy family. The Nine of Cups signifies that we have learned through our self-love, right, that it's okay perhaps to be alone. Perhaps through the illusions, we've seen through the illusions with our Two of Swords card, we've learned to balance the realities of our life to see things from a different perspective. So now we've come to the conclusion that we need to be taken to somewhere, either within ourselves or to a new relationship, perhaps actual travel to a new place, where we are fine all by ourselves. We have emotional fulfillment. We have spiritual growth. We are content in our solitary, right? Now, the Knight of Swords upside down would signify the opposite of the focused thinking. So perhaps with our solitary contentment, we are not really focusing very well. Perhaps we need to still look at prioritizing something. We need to address our thought patterns. That's what the Knight of Swords upside down would signify. We need to address our thought patterns and make sure that we look at focusing. Because with our travel, with our movement, with the Chariot card here, we're going to be looking at resolving conflict. We're going to be looking at control over inner conflict. And while we do that, we need to address the fact that we might not be looking at resolving our inner conflict with such a focused mind that we should be. Because perhaps we're looking too much at the self-love and contentment. Because even though Nine of Cups is a great position to be in, it's still an independent position. And complete emotional fulfillment, you would want to embody the Ten of Cups, even if you're by yourself. You would want to feel that you embody the masculine energies, the feminine energies. You would want to have familial ties still, right? So perhaps we're feeling a little bit stuck in our balance that we've come to out of necessity. And perhaps we're feeling a little stuck in that energy. So we're having some difficulty focusing on the movement out of our contentment. Because when you're contented, you're not really looking at, okay, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? There's always growth. Always. You can always look at growth. If you have Nine of Cups, you're still missing one cup. in all actuality. You still have growth. You still have the opportunity for growth. You need to look at your willpower to overcome this last obstacle. Okay, collective? So I think this is a beautiful, beautiful message. I think this speaks of our spiritual journey thus far. I think this speaks of general, very positive and beautiful energies that we have come to love within ourselves. We're learning to love ourselves. We're learning our balance within ourselves. Maybe we're balancing the light and the dark within ourselves. We're doing inner work. We're healing our inner children, right? In order to do so, we were spirited away. We were taken to calmer waters, right? And now that we're in those calmer waters, we need to look at the last step of our journey. Let's not become, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is, but it's like you're contented where you are, even though you have one more step to take. You're like, why do I want to take that last step when I'm contented where I am, right? But you still need to take that last step because you're not at the end of your journey. You're on the last leg of your journey, but your journey is not complete, right? Now, the major arcana, starting with the Fool and ending at the completion of the Fool's journey, right? Instead of the Fool's journey, I like to think of it as the hero's journey. Like most of the stories that are wonderful, like Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, that's a hero's journey. Those stories are hero's journeys. The Hobbit book, those are hero's journeys. Even the Lord of the Rings, those are hero's journeys. You know, all of the wonderful stories, they have a pattern to them. You begin at a place where you need to identify what the journey is, right? You're willing to take those leaps of faith in order to go on your journey, to get on your journey. While you're on the journey, you encounter ups and downs and lefts and rights. You encounter obstacles. You encounter distractions. You encounter, you know, Morgana sticking swords out of the water, being like, here, come get it, you know. There's a lot that you have to look at during your journey. And so you can become distracted very easily. You can become, I keep thinking of the word. I wish I knew the word. If anybody knows the word, please put it down in the comments. But you can start to feel like it's okay to sit where I'm at. Like where I'm at is not that bad, you know, especially when you start looking backward and you're like, where I came from was pretty not very good, right? That's what, you know, jaunted us on this journey, right? We wanted spiritual development. We wanted personal growth. Maybe we wanted, you know, a new opportunity in life. Maybe we were bored. We were stagnant. Maybe we felt that there was more out there for us. And there is collective. There's always more out there for us. Anytime you start feeling a little too comfortable, a little too contented, anytime you start feeling like there's no more growth to be had, that is when you know you should get up and do something else, because there's always more growth to be had. There's always better things out there. I'm not saying the grass is greener on the other side, leave your husband, leave your wife, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you think you've reached the end of your journey, not because you've actually reached the end of your journey, but because you're contented where you are and you think that's as much as you can accomplish. That's negative thinking. You don't want to think like that. You want to do what it takes to get to the end of your journey, because that is where you will realize not only the journey itself was the point, the journey itself was the adventure, the journey itself is the entire story, right? But when you get to the end of the journey, then You have become the teacher because you learned all of your lessons, including the last lesson, which is don't give up at the end, near the end of the race. You have to finish the race. You have to get to the end. Because once you've learned every single lesson there is to be had, then you're ready to start teaching others. You're ready to start teaching others so that you can help them along their journeys, whatever that may be for them and whatever that may be for you. So collective, no matter where you are within your spiritual journey, okay, I think there's a message in here for you, no matter who you resonate with as far as the collective energies represented here, whether you resonate with the Fall Faery, whether you resonate with the dragon, whether you resonate with the Hanged Man, the Moon, or the Chariot, whether you resonate with the querent, the student, or the teacher, right? No matter who you are in this journey, love yourself, love everybody else, do everything that is set in front of you, overcome every obstacle that's set in front of you because you can do it. You can overcome everything. No matter how many times you get down, you get back up. No matter how many times you knock down, you pull yourself back up. And don't give up at the end because you become contented. Don't settle for 9 pentacles. Don't settle for 9 cups. Get the 10th cup. Get the 10th pentacle. Complete the journey. Then you can progress past the journey, which is the telling of the journey, the teaching others how to get on their journey, the helping others along their journey. Perhaps you can become Morgana, right? Shoving swords out of the water to provide, whatever it is that Morgana provided during that story, right? And again, I'm sorry for my ignorance if I'm talking about things that I'm ignorant about. Please excuse my ignorance. But I like to reference things, whether I know them fully or not, because Spirit leads me to. And Spirit has guided me to put this message out there, and I hope that it helps at least one person. I hope that it resonates with a bunch of you. And I love you all so much. This is the end of the message. I hope you guys have a great day.